The final week of the regular season is upon us, and we've got to win this one. Currently, we are 4-2 for the season. This week is make it or break it. I have to win this week to guarantee a spot in playoffs, and that's what we're going to do here. So, we're playing Pygo and the skilled Snivys, and this team is really surprisingly difficult to prep for. There's the two big centerpieces, right? Thunderous plus Basket Legion. They've been tearing it up this season. Pygo is, I believe, currently 3-3 with a pretty good record as far as differential goes. And a lot of that's due to Thunderous and Basket Legion and their incredible synergy. You have a DIY rain mode, but you also don't have to do that. Thunderous is... a lot of the time I think Prankster Rain is better, at least in draft, than Drizzle is, because Drizzle, pretty easy to beat. You set up... Well, not super easy, right? But it's beatable. Prankster Rain, or Prankster Weather Changers are pretty... not super hard to come by. You could honestly make a transaction the week before you have that matchup and then dump them off afterwards. But the scary thing with the Prankster Weather Setters is that, you're not 100% sure if that'll work. If your Prankster's too fast, maybe they just you set the rain before they set the sun, right? Or if your Prankster's too slow, maybe you get taunted beforehand and then you're just fucked because you can't change the weather back. So it's a pretty hard dynamic to get around. I know in the past I've used Prankster Weathermons very successfully. Sableye with Blacephalon was pretty sick, setting up a sunny day on that same turn. I remember I played Heaven with his Ninetales, so you can even try to switch in the Ninetales that turn to set up the hail, then it's actually sun, and every mon on the field is dead because I blew my mind. So that's pretty hard to face. Then we also have a bunch of these mid-speed mons, which are really helped out by Thunderous's, again, Prankster Thunderwave, which is really difficult to deal with. Overquill is another possible Swift Swimmer. Then we have the slow quadrant. We have Spirit Doom and below is the Trick Room mode. I don't really know how often they've been bringing them this season. I only saw a couple of replays that and seen a couple pastes, but it is a very threatening option. Kaparaja is one of the best Trick Room attackers in draft, I've noticed. Appleton is incredibly threatening. It doesn't even need to be in Trick Room, it's just an incredibly threatening late game mon. If it's moving first, that's just a bonus. And Cloudsire is here, but I don't think it's particularly that scary. It obviously could be, right? If you run a Soul Vest Cloudsire, it pretty much never dies. And then you just kind of, tear it into a favorable type, and it just sits there forever. It blanks Chi-Yu, so maybe it shows up, maybe it doesn't. I think I have ways to deal with it. But the main issue with dealing with this team is finding a way to beat the Thunderous plus Basket Legion on lead, and also cover for possible Trick Room options, while accounting for Salazzle, which has the fake out pressure, and some of these other mons which are just annoying to deal with. So this is kind of what I had to do to visualize it. Assuming that he leads these two, there's 4 main things I can see him doing. Rain Dance and attacking right off the bat, Rain Dance Terra and attacking, Taunt to guarantee rain next turn, Terra attack, Taunt plus attack. This is assuming I lead with Urshifu, so Protect isn't even an option here, so that just doubles this decision tree. And essentially, I figure if I lead with Tornadus Urshifu, which what we're about to see is kind of what I plan around, there's one main option that I can do turn 1 to start me off on the right foot. So here's what we're bringing, and here's what we're doing. This is a super volatile matchup that comes down to turn 1. So for Tornadus, the goal is to set up speed control to match any kind of Swift Swim shenanigans. So we have Focus Sash and Terra Dark. Both of these are incredibly important. So we have Focus Sash to live any kind of rain boosted attack from Basket Legion, which is likely going to be a Wave Crash, right? I can't calc to live a Choice Band Wave Crash. It just gets incredibly difficult because that mon is super strong and Wave Crash is just a bonkers move. So let's slap a Focus Sash on it, call it a day. We have Terra Dark, which is super important in preventing Thunderous from Prankster, Prankster taunting us. Or Prankster T-Waving us, which is another thing I'm worried about. So with those two factors together, if I Terrastallize on the first turn, I guarantee that I set up my Tailwind. Unless there's Salazzle, obviously. But this is for the this is for the Thunderous plus Basket Legion mode. If I Terra and set up and go for Tailwind on turn 1, I will get Tailwind no matter what. So if Thunderous attacks me, that's fine. I live, I get up the Tailwind, and then Basket Legion attacks me, I die. The only way I could see around that is if somehow it's Aqua Jet, Basket Legion, plus a And like he calls the tear and goes for a focus blast with Thunderous, which I don't even know if it still learns that anymore. But you have to get really wacky to knock this thing out on the first turn and deny Tailwind. So once we have Tailwind, we start spamming Bleak Wind Storm, right? That's the best thing to do. It's such a great move, hits everything on this team pretty decently. Kaparaja and Thunderous are the only 2 resists, and, you know, Thunderous isn't too bulky. I have other ways of dealing with Kaparaja, and you never really see that on lead. The plan is, get Tailwind up, and then after that, depending on my partner, I may even need to set up a Sunny Day to cut out the Swift Swim boost, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. Urshifu is here to deal serious damage and help deal with Basket Legion. We're bringing Utility Umbrella this week. The only time I've used this item, just kidding, I've used it a couple times, but it's never actually been, I don't think it's ever made a difference. I'd have to double check, but this time it's gonna make a difference. This lets me live the Choice Band Wave Crash. As long as it doesn't Terra Water, I'm good. I survived that hit no matter what. So this is pretty much the perfect answer to the Basket Legion plus Thunderous. If I Terra Dark the Tornadus, go for Tailwind to protect Urshifu on the first turn, it guaranteed survives, and then from there, I can obliterate the Basket Legion and just keep punching things from there. So, the calcs. There's a lot of calcs. For some of those of you who I worked on this team with, I sent a giant fucking novel of calcs about about the possible lead. So, there's 3 different calcs, or 3 different Terras I can see Basket Legion going for, which is a pretty likely Terra candidate. Fairy to resist dark moves. You wouldn't go Terra Dark, or you wouldn't go Terra Fighting because then you just get killed by Tornadoes. And that's only the other real dark resist in question here. You could go Terra Dragon to try to resist the electric moves from Toxtricity and the grass moves from Arboleva, or Terra Water. Both of those are neutral to fighting, or to dark, which is what we're talking about here. And then we also have Terra Ghost to just capitalize on Last Respects. So, based on those 4 situations, we have Poison Jab. That plus a Bleak Wind Storm always KOs a very low bulk Basket Legion, which I would imagine it would be because it needs to be very fast to outrun Toxtricity, and it needs as much attack as possible to get the job done. So that gets the KO. If it doesn't resist Dark, a Bleak Wind plus a Wicked Blow gets the KO. Or if it stays Ghost, it just dies 1 hit to the Wicked Blow anyways. My Wicked Blow does a shit ton of damage to Thunderous. That plus, I think probably like, 2 Bleak Winds might get the KO there. And then we have our defensive calcs. We always survive the Wave Crash, which is nice thanks to that little umbrella we have. And then I always live a Life Orb Thunderbolt, which is stronger than a Thunder. I don't envision Thunderous bringing a Life Orb, but even if it does, I can live the Thunderbolt. So unless they go Life Orb plus Thunder, I'm living. And even if they do Life Orb plus Thunder, I got a nice 30% chance to dodge that because of my Umbrella, baby. But what if I see in game 1 that he does turn into a Fairy type, and something goes wrong and I lose Tornadus? So we have a secondary Basket Legion check that also just does good damage beyond that. So this is our Toxtricity, Overdrive, Sludge Bomb, Terra Blast, Grass. Oh, wait, yeah, this is Terra Blast Grass. This is the wrong set. With Protect. Man, you can tell I run Toxtricity pretty similarly. It's not a very flexible mon. So this is the situation in which I would need to bring Sunny Day, because even with max speed in Tailwind, I can't guarantee to outspeed the Basket Legion because Pygo has run a timid Basket Legion before, or not timid, Jolly Basket Legion before, which does barely outspeed Toxtricity. So we're enough speed to outspeed the next fastest thing, so we're enough speed to outspeed an Adamant Basket Legion. If it goes Jolly, then we're fucked. We can't outspeed it anyways. So if we set up the Tailwind and the Sunny Day, we outrun it, and then we obliterate it with Overdrive, or we destroy it with Sludge Bomb. There's really nothing that's going to be taking either of those, and if they do bring it, do Terra Dragon, then I just don't bring Toxtricity the next game. It doesn't do that much besides that. So if I do bring this, I want to pair it with my next mon, Chi. Oh shit, Chiu's not the next mon, but I want to pair it with Chiu because I'm setting Sun. Gothorita is not the primary this week. It's not like my primary lead, but it's a nice little option. We have Foul Play and Psyshock are great coverage into this team. Foul Play hits a lot of these physical mons pretty well, and Psyshock does good damage, and it's super good into Clodsire, which you love to see. Can't really touch Overquill. This and Urshifu have a bit of a tough time with Overquill, so I definitely need a another source of offense, which is why we have the Tornadus, which is why we have either the Chi-Yu or the Toxtricity. But let's talk about Chi-Yu. So this is the second part of the Toxtricity plan. We Tailwind Sunny Day, just smoke things with Heat Wave, Dark Pulse, and Overheat. No need for another move. Dark Pulse destroys Basculegion, Heat Wave wrecks Heracross. What else do we have? My Heat Wave in the Sun destroys Overquill, or I can if I get in a situation where there's a Spiritomb and I need to not set up a Trick Room, I can just Tear Fire and smoke the Spiritomb that way. I have enough investment here to always live the Aqua Jet from a Life Orb Basculegion. Banded, not a question. Rain, not a question. But if it's Life Orb specifically or lower, I can live one of them. And lastly, we have Darkspawn, which is a late add and a really interesting idea that I think might work here. I've since changed it from Kebia Berry to Rocky Helmet, by the way. So this is an alternate lead for my Tornadus lead. The reason why I have Darkspawn this week is because Darkspawn has another ability besides Well-Baked Body, right? Crazy. I didn't know it had that. And it's Aroma Veil, which is one of my favorite abilities, which stops all sorts of disruption moves. So the plan here would be lead off with Tornadus plus Darkspawn. I'm not really sure if Pyga would predict that it's Aroma Veil. Maybe he thinks I'm going to do something kooky with Chi-Yu, because Chi-Yu's on the team. Lava Plume, Well-Baked Body, goes crazy. Not this week, though. This team is like the best into fighting that I've seen all season, so that's why Urshifu doesn't even have close combat or Drain Punch. So the plan here is to block the taunt, and then on that first turn, I can either Baton Pass if I do get the Tailwind up, or if I see a lead with a Spiritomb or to set Trick Room, I can just Roar and force that out so I don't have to deal with that. So this is a really nice way to help guarantee, another way to guarantee speed control for, and this kind of frees me up to have different mons in the back. I could bring Urshifu and Toxtricity this way, because depending on what the lead is and depending on what the Terra is, that's why I like Baton Pass here. I can get the switch after seeing some knowledge, or after seeing some information from the other team. So I can know, okay, it's going Terra Fairy, let me go Toxtricity. Okay, it went Terra Dragon, let me go Urshifu. So that's why Darkspawn's here. I think it's a nice little set that might actually get the job done. And in terms of the other two moves, we just have Play Rough and Helping Hand. Play Rough is pretty good to this team. There's a decent amount of fairy weaknesses. And then Helping Hand, because I could run Stomping Tantrum on this thing, but it just does so little damage, especially if it gets intimidated. It's just really not worth it. I'll just boost my partner to let them kill things. So that's the set. Super excited for this game. I'm going to go message Pygo and we'll get right into it. So see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. Whew, I'm excited. Okay, so what do we see? We see an Espeon, which means it probably... there might be a Trick Room mode here? Okay, so let's think real quick. I didn't prep too much around Espeon, but Terra Poison on Urshifu does look pretty enticing here. So we see Salazzle. We don't see Overquill, which is really nice. No Appleton, no Biscuit, and no Spiritomb. So, oh dang, that was the first 6 that he drafted. All right. I think Claude's Eye was technically a transaction, so maybe not, but... Man, I am on edge. I really, really, really need to get this. I need to get this win. I need to get to playoffs. Okay. Okay. Let's see what types are good. Let's see what types are good. Dark looks nice. Love to see that. So we could bring... I want to bring... I'm going to lead with Tornadus and this little guy. And I guess maybe Urshifu and Chi-Yu for double dark spam. Okay, so we do see Salazzle. We see Heracross. Interesting. So I'm going to protect on this first turn. I guess I don't really need to baton pass here. Alright, so we do see the fake out. Nice. So it's going to be Scarf with Rock Slide. Play rough. Oh, wow! That's a big play rough. Good job. Good job, little doggy. So let's see, Heracross onto... Oh, wait, let's see again. So onto Dock Spun. Rock Slide did 17%, which is... So, I mean, it has to be Scarf, right? I think I play rough here to break the Sash. Fine by me. Boom! There we go. That's what we like to see. Alright, we're going to Bleak Wind Storm. And, we're going to Helping Hand, just to be safe. Fine, 24 is not too bad. Poison isn't really that bad either. That gives me switch initiative, right? Gotta think positively. No Basque Legion's interesting. Okay. I guess we'll Bleak Wind and play rough there. Nice, big chip. 29's pretty sweet. Citrus Berry makes sense. Wild Ball. Oh, that's a huge miss. Shoot. You hate to see that. Okay, so I have one more turn to Tailwind. I think I'm going to bring in Chi-Yu here and just attack Thundurus. I'm going to go for that in a Bleak Wind. Alright, so pretty low bulk. Chi-Yu, Dark Pulse does a fuck ton. So we're going to Bleak Wind, and we're going to Dark Pulse. Fake out, and that's why we have the Covert Cloak, baby! Alright. I think I Terra Dark here. Do I? Does that matter? I don't think that actually matters. Oh, CC. Interesting. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's fucking bad. Well, it could be worse. We Bleak Wind, and we Detect. Come on. Come on. Hit the Bleak Wind, please. Please, that's what we're doing. We love to see that. And I think that's game. Okay. Okay, I think... Okay. Moving on to game 2. So this is the one where we see the... We have to see the Mask Legion here, right? Let me pause real quick. I want to make sure I... Okay, so I think that means I clinch, because I think I just needed to take one game. But we're going for 5 and 2, baby. Let's go. Black Sludge is interesting, so that means it can't terrestrialize, which is good info to have in the back pocket. So we're going to go for Tornadus, Urshifu. I'm going to bring... How much does that do? I'll bring this little, that little guy, and Tornadus. Actually, let's do Urshifu Tornadus, just to switch it up. Then we bring Chi-Yu and Hall Monitor, because we don't want... Okay, Espeon, interesting, interesting, interesting. Very, very dynamic, very curious. I'm gonna Detect and... No, I'm not. I'm gonna Wicked Blow. Fuck yeah. Let's go for it. Oh wait, no, I can't do that. I can't Terra. I have to Detect. Silly me. Wow, that's what we saw. So we're gonna Terra Dark and Tailwind. This is what we're prepping for, people. This is what we spent hours in the lab for. Terra Ground is interesting. Hee hee. No, no, no. A Life Orb. Love to see that. So we Wicked Blow. And we Bleak Wind, because that's how we do it. Oh man, double! Uh-oh. Damn, the double dark type. The double dark type prankster. You hate to see it. I mean, this team was called Cooking with Dark Meat for a reason, right? Alright, so now we just boom, boom, boom! We hit him hard. We Bleak Wind because we outspeed the Heracross. And we hopefully take 2 KOs this turn and then wrap up the set. Right? 2 fingers crossed. All toes crossed. Tornadus, I need you to hit a fucking Bleak Windstorm, please. For the love of all that is holy and all that's right in the world. That's fine. That's not the one we needed to hit. That was the one we needed to hit. 59% is not a KO, which kind of sucks. How much does this do? Holy schmoly. What a miss, man. Okay. And we bring out Hall Monitor. Oh, wait. Oh, that's fine. Wicked Blow there. And we fake out there. Actually, no, that's probably... Oh, no, it's not. Wicked Blow and fake out because it's not Covert Cloak. Assault Vest Basque Legion is interesting. That's not something I had considered in the slightest. I was considering a Choice Band, Choice Scarf, Life Orb, Sash. But I wonder where the Covert Cloak was on this team. It must have been... I guess there wasn't a Covert Cloak. Weird. Spooky and weird. There we go. There's the fake out. There's the flinch. There's the 100%. And that's it. Alright. GG's, brother. What do we do? Do we Sucker Punch? No, we just Wicked Blow. It can't kill me in one hit. And that's... Oh, wow. It was faster than it. Oh, duh. Lower speed. Was that the first Bleak Windstorm speed drop I got the entire fucking season? That's where that came from, right? Yeah, I didn't even notice it. So maybe there was others that I didn't notice. Because I just assumed I didn't hit one the entire season. So yeah, that's the regular season. We are officially in playoffs. Thank the Lord and all that is holy. Really well played to Pygo. This team is really hard to prep for. I definitely think this was probably like maybe my hardest or second hardest that I've prepped all season. So definitely shouts out to Pygo. A great season, rounding it out with a super close, just barely missing playoffs. So definitely shout outs to Pygo and the team, and the drafting strategy worked really well. So that's that. That's the match. I'll see y'all in playoffs, and I'll see y'all next week. Love ya.